vibrating here, you know. All right. So what we are looking at here, family, give thanks for your presence with us. So we just heard, first of all the alignments that are taking place even at this moment. So let's keep in mind this is well up to date. And everything you just heard, for those who are just coming in, give thanks for your presence. If you're just joining us, and welcome, of course, to the Tiger's Nest. Of course, this is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, specifically, even at the hour of 7 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. And I think since we are in the springtime now, it should be the same time for Eastern Standard Time. So the Eastern Standard Time, I think, would have changed back even at this time, if I'm not mistaken. So whatever the case is, we give thanks again for your presence even with us, even at this time. And remember, the Tiger's Nest radio program, of course, is definitely brought forth by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. As I said, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday. And if you are, for some reason or the other, if you cannot get to the Tiger's Nest program, remember you can become a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest, meaning that you would never miss another episode of the program again. I'm talking about the Tiger's Nest. Hey, enough respect to the man, Prophet Corey Harris. Yeah, man, give thanks, beautiful angel. Yes, so now specifically, when we observe the heavens, the heavens declaring the glory. So as I said, this is uptime right now in tune time, talking about the evening, the Monday evening of the 27th of March time. Now, again, as I said at the beginning of the program, we've been in the program now, how long? Over half an hour. As I said at the beginning of the program, we have done some episodes, not only here on Radio Anu, but also on the YouTube, highlighting what is taking place currently, celestially, in the heavens, obviously. And what I believe, interestingly, we are going through the moment of Lent. It's soon resurrection. The next Friday, the 7th of April, that's resurrection. Do you know what will be happening at that time in the heavens? Jupiter will be preparing. After that Sabbath, the resurrection celebration, Jupiter will disappear. Remember, we did a program on Jupiter alone, about maybe a month ago. Jupiter, the king of the planets, and we showed you how Jupiter represents Emperor Haile Selassie I. Yeah, we did that. We did that. That's astrotheology for you, our God and our King. You understand? And so this is what the ancient astronomers would have done. Remember, we have 3 courses, family, that you could register and be a part of these 3 courses dealing with astronomy. Of course, you know that I am certified in the field of archaeoastronomy. I think you would agree when it comes to astrotheology. I mean, I think we definitely have that locked down. And then at the same time, we have a course specifically in ancient astronomy. Now, ancient astronomy is really the root of it all. And it is from ancient astronomy you morph or you branch off into archaeoastronomy and even astrotheology. Because ancient astronomy now, for example, when I studied at the University Politecnico di Milano, the Italian university, where I received the certificate in archaeoastronomy, our teacher was telling us that astrology has no merit. Astrology now, it says astrology has no merit, and it is just fairy tale. That's how he referred to astrology as. Now, of course, you may be saying, but Priest Isaac, you're not an astrological fan. You know that. You're saying you believe astrology is off. You know that too. But if you listen to me good, the understanding, the core principles of astrology is not off. In fact, astrology is the missing part of ancient astronomy in modern day astronomy. And astronomy is the missing component of ancient astronomy in modern day astrology. If you didn't get that, you will get it sooner or later. Just, listen over the recording and write down the phrase, and trust me, it will come to you. In fact, let me bring it to you now. Ancient astronomy is modern day astronomy. What is modern day astronomy? Understanding the heavens, obviously, understanding the movement of the planets, and being able to recognize them, and all of the above. That is what what modern day astronomy itself is. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But then now again, so how does modern day astronomy differ from ancient astronomy? Now, modern day astronomy, again, does not take into consideration anything that has to do with, for example, astrology, astrology is not spookism like how they have it today. Astrology is this: ancient astronomy connects the planets. Listen to me, good family. Ancient astronomy connects the planets with the human anatomy, with the plants, and with minerals, with stones, etc., etc. Meaning that ancient astronomy understands the importance of connecting the stars and the constellations as above, so below. Now, this is not off. This is actually just reality. Because although the Greeks and the Romans may appear to be the ones that would have come up with this whole theology of the planets having a certain nature, that is why they give the planets specific names, and they name them off of their gods. So you have Mars, the planet, the god of war, and then you have Aries, the constellation, which is the god of war too. And then you have Gemini, the twins, you have Virgo, and all of these different elements that have been added to what is taking place in the heavens. But I am telling you, my family, the Greeks didn't invent this. This is not their invention. They came and they learned this from the feet of those of us in Africa. So, in other words, in ancient Africa, we taught them the characteristics of the planets. Follow me. We taught them the characteristics of the constellation. We already understood the makeup of Mars. We knew already. As I said, we did a program on this a few days ago, or maybe a strong or two ago, where I showed you when you observe the makeup of a planet, whether it's made up of phosphorus, calcium, sulfur, the different levels of its makeup, because the planets are made up differently. Planet Earth. And then now, when you study botany and you study plants in general, you will understand now why certain plants are connected to certain planets just because of their makeup. So now, again, Mars is that god of war sort of thing, because the energy of Mars is really that of confrontation. Yes, nothing bad. The energy of Mars is that of a warrior. It's just reality. Mars's energy is hot. This is ancient astronomy. Modern astronomy is not into this. Astrology is into this, but astrology is not connected with the mathematics of astronomy. You see where I'm going here. So this is why the ancient astronomers could tell you, well, Mars, is connected with the cayenne pepper, hot, red, ready for war. As I said before, almost anything with thorns could be connected to Mars, the acacia and cactus and these different things, Mars. And then the cactus and the aloes still have a connection with the feminine, which is Venus, just because of their cooling property. So they're related to both Mars, Venus. So this is ancient astronomy, which also took into consideration, of course, medicine and the herbs and the mineral world. And then you have jade and turquoise and gold and silver and diamond, all of these stones and elements and minerals, metals are connected to specific planets, to specific constellations. And then, of course, you have your heart, your lungs, your liver, all of these things connected to the movements of the heavens and what the heavens is doing at a specific time. It is not spookism, it is just reality. So I am showing you that modern day astronomy is totally void of that. They do not consider that one iota. And then, of course, now you have modern day astrology, who to me is very much as such, guilty of doing the same thing, not really considering, the agency of astronomy in general. Now, so modern day astronomy, not seeing the value of astrology, which really astrology is not really just reading charts, Again, let me repeat before anyone loses what I'm saying. Astrology in its principal form is connecting not just the heavenly bodies, but the movement of the heavenly bodies. And this is why I'm very critical of astrology, because they do not study the movement of the heavenly bodies. Straight up, they don't. They don't. They do not. I've hardly come across any astrological personality group website that actually shows that they are studying and paying attention to and being obedient to exactly what's taking place in the heavens. They're following some 700-year-old chart that is outdated, as the sun is moving 1 degree every 72 years. You follow me, Father? Astronomy is keeping up with that. But modern day astronomy, which is really white supremacy in space, does not deal with the Afrocentric vibration of connecting everything with everything. That's really what astrology does. It connects everything with everything, but it's not studying the clock on the wall. So it's mixing up the story. Telling you to drink this when you should have drunk it yesterday because they are behind time. All right. I hope you are all okay. But so, family, I'm just letting you know that we here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, as you know, we offer astronomy at a homeschool level. And I would tell you, if you are green in the astronomical world, don't be ashamed. You could be 55. If I was you, I would enroll myself at 55 into our international homeschool program, specifically for astronomy. Don't be ashamed. You would be, man, I have big people in my program, that are not ashamed. People that don't have children, that get their certificate and hang it up on the wall. Say they get that from the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. And they have passed their course in astronomy and African history and heritage. That's good. I would agree that we have designed it in such a way that it's really, designed for a child. You'll all start to call me Uncle Priest and all of that kind of stuff. But don't worry with the colors, but the information. Yeah, children love colors. That's why we design our homeschool program. It's for children. It's colorful, it's bright, it's exciting. It's, you know, blessed love everyone, and people, hey, Uncle Priest is here, and how much reviews and how much gifts they send us, and so they love it. But within all the laughing and happiness and all of that, the same children, 3 years old and 4 years old and 5 years old, can give you all the planets in a line. They can tell you the makeup of the planets. They could tell you the orbit of the planets and how many days it takes to go around the sun and all of that. They know the stars. They know the makeup of the stars. They understand how to find the stars. They know what planet was where when they were born. Little children, eh? Little children who love their Redeemer, like the stars of the morning. You know that hymn? Okay, good. So, yes, family, at this time, what is taking place in the heavens is very interesting. We're talking about, again, the 27th day of September, and not September, where we're in now, the 27th day of March, yes. And as I said, we have been observing a lot of mystic things going on throughout this month. And of course, the comet that passed between the Earth and the Moon just a few days ago. I haven't heard too many people in the astronomical world speak about that, but everyone has been really highlighting the alignments of these planets, you know. So when you observe, well, the sun is already down now, well, at least where I am here in the Caribbean. And you heard the brother a moment ago. You just heard the brother a moment ago talking about activities over the Caribbean. Unless you're just joining us, and if you're just joining us, this is why you should be a subscriber. And I would advise you to, even tonight, just email us and subscribe to the Tiger's Nest radio program. You'll get the whole of this program here. The brother that was just with us, he was explaining that the activities that are happening over the Caribbean at the conjunction of a lot of these planets that are taking place now. So he's saying after the 28th, the 29th, we should be looking for some sort of seismic activity. All of that is ancient astronomy. I'm not putting my neck on the block for his prediction, you know. But that doesn't mean I am separating myself or you know, distancing myself from that concept that planets and their movements and, you know, retrograde and all of that can cause seismic activity on the planet. That's not hard to believe. That's like if a bee sting you, that the spot will swell up. It's not hard to believe. It's just nature. It's just that the bee stinging you is just more realistic to you. It's more underground. It's right here. You see it. But a planet, you know, going behind the moon or going behind the sun may not mean jazz to some of us, but that means the planet would have, you know, withdrawn whatever force it has been giving us for that time. It's like someone pumping gas in your car and then taking out the stuff. It stopped pumping the gas. So this planet that has been releasing this energy to us goes behind the sun. So it stops. It's almost like an eclipse. And we think that has no, you know, effect at all upon the earth. So you go out in the evening, you see the Venus, you see Uranus, you see Jupiter, you see the Mercury, and you see Mars, and that is going to be like the entertainment as such, while the moon is getting to her fullness. This is deep. But what I want to highlight, even before, you know, we split tonight, is the conjunction, the meeting as such of Jupiter and Mercury. Now, some are saying that Jupiter will overlap Mercury tomorrow evening, which is the 28th. But if you observe it, and I'm not saying that they are off, but I am more calculating that this stuff is happening tonight. Because at 17 hours, which is really 5 o'clock, you could see, at least from where I am, I would have observed the sun going down, and at 6 o'clock, of course, the sun would have already set. 6 o'clock or so, the sun would have set, just set, at least in my neck of the woods. And of course, this is very important because when the sun sets, as soon as it sets, this is where you would realize or recognize, this is where you would recognize those planets, them. I'm talking about Jupiter and Venus. So when you observe Jupiter and Venus now, call it good. When you observe Jupiter, not Jupiter and Venus, pardon me, Jupiter and Mercury. And remember, it was Jupiter that just kissed Venus. You remember that? Jupiter just kissed Venus for our Congress Day. Jupiter kissed Venus. Now, Jupiter now is having this mystic connection with Mercury. Remember, it was Empress Men in Earth Day. Well, at least one of the versions of Empress Men in Earth Day, which is the 25th of March, where the comet came between the moon and the earth. All of this is mystic. Now, let's observe this one here. And again, the report that we just got, not the report we just got on the seismic, the one I produced at the beginning of the program. You could go back and listen to it again. I would encourage you to check it out. Those of you who are not subscribers, you get this program when you subscribe, obviously. The brother was saying that Jupiter and Mercury will be overlapping the evening of the 28th. All right, fair enough. So, as I am saying here now, family, when we observe in the heavens now, we're observing in the heavens, we are, checking out exactly what is taking place. And when we look at the movements of Mercury and the movements of the planet known as Jupiter, so like 6 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or thereabouts. Yeah, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I am saying, family, from my understanding, from my observation, it will be somewhere around the hour of 10 going into 11 o'clock, where you will see Mercury literally pass Jupiter and goes ascending while Jupiter will continue to descend. So in other words, by tomorrow evening, it would appear as if Mercury is going up and Jupiter is going down. Remember, at this point, Jupiter looks as if it's above Mercury. That's how it looks. But if you observe it now, in the next 24 hours, when you go back and watch the sunset, you would observe that they would have totally switched places. Meaning that between now and this time tomorrow, Jupiter would have exchanged its place in the heavens with Mercury. This is why you hear some of these experts that deal with planetary alignment and seismic activity. This is why many of them are linking the two together. Family, the study of the heavens is a very, very deep thing, very profound. This is what ancient astronomy is all about. Watching the movement of the heavens, the activities of the planets, and then understanding the planets, knowing what sort of gravitational pull the planet has on the Earth and the other planets. Yeah, because remember, Jupiter has a magnetic field that rivals even that of the sun. So you must consider all of this, even when you're observing the heavens. Remember, Mercury is quote unquote in front of us here. Jupiter is quote unquote behind of us. Mercury and Jupiter are further away from each other than planet Earth to any of them. But yet still, from planet Earth, we are looking in the heavens and we see them together as if they're ready to kiss each other. The same thing with Venus. We are closer to Venus than Venus is to Jupiter. But on the 1st of March, we looked out and observed Venus kissing Jupiter. You understand? Just our perception, our apparent observation of the heavens. That is what ancient astronomy deals with as well. Plus the reality of the energy that the planet has. You cannot run from this. So this is why ones would predict earthquakes and storms. Now, their prediction may be off. You may, it didn't work. But that doesn't take away from the reality of the concept of the science of planets affecting the seismic activity on planet Earth. It makes sense. If you're a scientist, you would understand that, you know. So that's ancient astronomy there for you. Ancient astronomy, for sure, deals with the actual mechanics of the heavens. And then at the same time, ancient astronomy would also deal with the movements of the planets and how it connects with plants and how it connects with the human being and how it connects with your activities, your behavior, your character, your mannerism, even your the organs of your body. And again, astrology tends to dabble in that. But again, astronomy would have lost a lot of points because astrology somehow negates or forgets the whole aspect of what is considered to be the important astronomical aspect to this, meaning that they forget to keep in tune with the astronomical clock. So that is why, family, I have produced that course in ancient astronomy. So you could sign up for the course in ancient astronomy, and then you could sign up for the course in archaeoastronomy. And then, of course, we have the course in astrotheology. And remember, ancient astronomy would come in like a foundation because of the importance of understanding how the heavens work. So you have to understand the heavens and exactly how it operates, its apparent movement, you know, the position of stars, why they appear so, and again, how it connects with the earth and the creation or the creatures on earth. Creature is not necessarily a bad word in this sense, but all that comes out of the earth, from trees to fruits to plants to rocks to human beings to when you were born, you know, when you were conceived. All of these things are extremely important, and ancient astronomy takes all of that into consideration. So ancient astronomy would appear to be a blend of modern astronomy and astrology. That's really what it would be. And obviously astrology would have to put away its ignorance of the astronomical clock, and modern astronomy would have to put away its ignorance of the connection of the heavenly bodies with all that is taking place on this terrestrial plane. That's it. That's what ancient astronomy is, my family. You know, so this is why we can take a critical look at all of these things. But we're not here picking no side. We're picking the side of truth. We're picking the side of right. And then, of course, you know that archaeoastronomy goes into hierophany, goes into the same heavenly bodies and the movements of the celestial construct with what is taking place on earth, not necessarily plants and your heart and your lungs now, but with monuments and pyramids and of course temples. But then now, where my archaeoastronomical inclination is, me personally, is more with nature. How the stars, how the moon, and how the sun And the solstice and the equinoxes align with mountains, obviously with the rocks and Green Castle Hill. So this is why we have a whole course in where those of you who can make the trip would visit us and study with us for 7 days, or whether it be 7 days or 7 months, depending on the type of training you desire. And we would be uh, um, um, uh, doing our research on Green Castle Hill, both day research and night research. You know, so you will see how certain stars align with certain rocks and these different things. So when you come to Antigua, you will be coming to work. It's a studycation, we refer to it as. And then, of course, you have the astrotheology aspect, which is basically, you know, going into reading the heavens and showing how it deals with prophecy. So, family, I give thanks, you know, for your presence with us. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Give thanks to the moment. Give thanks, as I always say, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history and, of course, your astronomy, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery, and you better believe it. It takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Give thanks.